Ladies and gentlemen, we have liftoff. Welcome back to yet another episode of Podcast The Motion Picture. It is I, Reed, joined by my noble knights of Noah, Engen, and Jack Brainerd. We're here to talk about movies. Probably not going to do the Fats and Harry talk that I've been dropping every fucking week for the last like 6 weeks here, so that's not going to happen. Um, Coming to you live from the everybody's own television sets are Noah, Jack, and Engen. I mentioned again watching the World Series. So if they get up and cheer or boo or go, "Oh no," it's because they're learning about you, our fans, and your details, and they do not like what they find out about you guys. So anyway, here we are, here to talk about movies for about maybe 5% of this episode, and then probably baseball for another 95%.
I would
That's
like
not
to
true. I
inter
have movies this time.
I
To
would
get
like to
started with baseball, we're each watching the World Series, and each one of us is about what, 20 seconds
Apart
apart.
from each other. Yeah. Yep.
I want to say, can I interject quickly that the football ad for USC versus Rutgers, that just is an awful game to watch. I'm sorry. That's just a
Rutgers versus
horrible
who?
USC. That's just a bad game.
Rutgers
USC,
is supposed to be pretty good right now, so it should be a decent game, man.
I don't know, man. Just saying.
Oh no.
I don't know either.
They
Not
don't
to
know it's not
do
baseball.
not do sports too much because we really should get to the movies because I feel like
Ooh,
we did sports a lot last week. But you guys watch the Vikings last night?
Yeah.
Ooh, am I glad I'm just not in it this season? I'm happy to be on the sidelines of this one. God damn! I got
Dude, I
back
have to.
got back
oh,
from the
oh,
gym. Maddie had it on the TV, and as I left, she was like, "I'm gonna watch the game." I come back, she got on the fucking TV. It's 20-21, and they're about to score.
I will say, hot take, the missed call for the face mask does suck, but it would have not changed the outcome of the game.
Yeah,
The part that sucked is there was two penalties on Byron Murphy Jr., a hold and a PI. They were both very minimal
Bad.
contact.
Yep.
Both could have gone no call very
Ooh,
easily. Probably would have with
ooh. Sorry,
actual review. But again, we should have lost because we played like shit. Our defense is leaky. We played the same exact game as against we did the same exact game we played against Detroit. So I'm not surprised.
I'm
The,
sorry,
We
sit-
I'm
do
sorry,
better.
the
I'm sorry to say.
situation in which we lost Darisaw too was fucking stupid.
Dude, that
That pisses me off so bad.
Can we
Like,
talk about? I blame Al Michaels in its entirety. Why did he say anything? Why did he have to say the Vikings offensive line has had no bad injuries this entire season? And then the immediate next play, guess what happens?
yep,
Darisaw's knee says goodbye, everybody.
that's tough. That's a bad loss for us.
we're done. We can't do anything now.
Yeah.
Not that we could before, but it's definitely done now.
Also,
Yeah,
can we?
I'm
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 sorry.
done.
I'm sorry. One more talk about baseball. Did you see that 99-mile-per-hour sinker? What the hell is that
Yeah,
thing?
dude, this guy's nasty, and he could have been a twin. Instead, we traded him for not much.
Okay, Reed.
oh, you guys watch any movies lately?
I was halfway through watching Tempopo before Criterion on the Google on the fucking TV was like, yeah, I'm gonna stop working.
Hmm.
So now I'm have to finish that.
I remember I was watching Friends on Netflix the moment they took it off of Netflix, and I was pretty fucking
That's crazy.
confused
That
and then
happened
enraged.
that happened to me with How I Met Your Mother the moment they took it off Prime. Because I was confused because I was watching it and then it was like, sorry, you can't watch this anymore. And I was confused because I couldn't find it.
Hmm.
And I had to look it up.
Yeah, no, it sucks when it does that. I old folks at the old folks home I work at, they liked it. They like my piano playing. One of them likes when I play La La Land. I think I mentioned this at some point, maybe in person, but they like when I play La La Land. And I just all week I've been stuck like now I need to watch La La Land again. It's like I really don't think I can do it. I don't think I have that one in me again.
I love
Why?
that movie.
Why?
I've seen it like 10 times.
I love it to death. I don't want to spoil anything. To me, that is the saddest movie I think I've seen. It's just
Really?
horribly sad to me.
Huh.
I
I
feel like it's pretty happy.
Yeah.
No, like
Well,
it's
I
it's
think
it's a happy vibe. It's just and even the ending is a good ending. Like it's a great ending. People every things happen, and I just the way things happen and what happens, I'm like, this, it's not the end of the world. It's not the best thing that could happen. It's not the worst thing that could happen for anybody. But I just every time I think about it, it's like to me, this is a miserable thing, and I just feel that.
Well, Reed, this is a perfect opportunity for me to segue into one of my movies I've watched over, semi recently. And the reason it reminds me of it is because it has a similar ending um, as to La La Land. I think that the point you're kind of getting across, where it's
Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
where it's
I'm
good for the
very
characters, but it's also not what the viewers obviously wanted,
Hmm.
as we're going spoiler free with La La Land. But the movie is peak season. This is kind of one of those rare viewing experiences I had.
you made that
Uh,
movie up.
it is not. It is not. It is not fake. When you watch a movie and you're just in the perfect mindset and vibe that you could possibly have for this film, and it may not be an exceptional movie, but the vibe was great and you just had a great experience watching it and everything just clicked for you perfectly.
Yeah.
And this was that viewing experience, and it was in the most surprising place possible to have a great movie watching experience. Reed, do you have a guess of where I watched this movie at?
On the
I
can.
guess.
On the can. I just don't know where. Hopefully
On
not in
an
this exact seat where you're looking up at your TV.
on an airplane,
No.
which I typically go against watching movies on airplanes. I usually go for 30-minute comedy series like Curb Your Enthusiasm or something, Parks and Rec or something like that. But
Hmm.
this is a romantic drama, small indie film, filmed in and around Jackson, Wyoming, in and around Teton National Park and other areas. So, place that I've been to, and have some unique experiences um, with. So it was just a really good um, romantic drama that had that same kind of ending as La La Land, where it may or may not, fit for the characters, may or may not be what the viewers wanted, but it was really good to be an experience. Highly recommend, and I would recommend going on the Ruby Wild Media Substack account and reading my review of the movie.
Gotcha. I didn't read through myself. I didn't read through the Ruby Wild post yet. Normally I do as soon as you guys drop anything. I'm like eager to see it. I pulled it up and I got distracted. And I haven't taken time to pull it up again. I thought it was just like you had been there or been in like I saw a picture and I was like, is Engen just like posting like his afternoon or some shit? Because this seems like
I read Zach's review a couple times, and I like what you said about a movie like clicking because of the vibes, the scenario in which you watch it. And I'm gonna talk about that with a movie coming up too. But like we've seen so many movies that sometimes when you see the same shit over and over again, it's just like that's another movie I saw. I'm gonna forget about it in a week. But yeah, sometimes when you watch the right thing in like a weird or new environment, it can make the movie like click better. So I think that's an interesting thing to like highlight. And
Yeah,
yeah,
and it can kind of go the opposite way too. You can watch an objectively good movie that has great
for
reviews and
sure.
people love it, and you're not in the right mindset or
Yep.
mindset or place to watch it. It just doesn't hit for you, and
Yep.
sometimes that's just unfortunate, and it kind of does really have a negative impact for you on that movie.
Yep. Pirates of the Caribbean for me.
Which one?
The first one.
the only one
That's
he's
the-
been man enough to watch.
Yeah.
Why was it good for you?
I watched it. I mean, this was high school, dude. Like, I forget
About 20
why. Like,
years ago now.
everyone was telling me to watch it, and I must have had a tough day at school, and I threw on Pirates. I watched the whole thing, but I like hated it. I was like, that was the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and I've never watched any of them ever again. So,
Wow,
yeah.
They say
that's
Pirates of
tough.
the Caribbean was the La La Land of the early 2000s.
Lots of people say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's unfortunate. I mean, I'm sure us three probably grew up on that movie, watched it in theaters. Did you guys?
No,
Read
we
and
went to
check.
we would have been like 2 years old when that one 2 or
I
3 years old
watched,
when the
well,
first one dropped, because
well, the first one.
the first one was what, 03 or 01?
I think 03, because then it's 06 for the second and 07 for Worlds.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
definitely watched At World's End in theater. I do remember that.
yeah. I remember that.
Okay.
I feel like I did
No,
for Worlds End.
Well, how about did you guys go on the Disneyland ride? You
no,
guys
I've
ever
never
been on
been to
that?
Disneyland.
Me neither.
Tough. It was actually started, it was a Disneyland
Now,
or
Noah,
Disney
not
World
Noah, Zach. I have to
attraction.
ask.
It
I
was
have
an
to ask
attraction
Zach.
first.
But then it ended.
Zach, I have to ask. Have you been on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride?
I have twice.
And was this post or pre your parents' divorce?
One pre, one post, actually.
Wow. Okay.
My dad took the three of us to Disney World. I was in what, between fifth and sixth grade. He took us to Disney World. I don't know why. It's just like we were all like kind of older, so it was just like kind
He
of
was trying to he
interesting.
was trying to win you over.
I don't know. I don't know. It worked out. We had a great time and everyone loved it. We were old enough to like actually, like remember and experience everything. So, but yeah, it was a Disney World attraction first, like a ride, and then they made a movie based off that.
Yeah,
It's
and
kind of
all my favorite movies are based on roller coaster rides.
See, and again, I can't stand by Disney World because I was a Camp Snoopy kid at Mall of America. So
That's right.
that's
What
where it
is-
really matters.
Oh,
What is your favorite roller coaster ride based movie? I'll start. Mine is Schindler's Speedway. Whoa, don't shake your head like you're Vince McMahon, you fucking creep. What are you doing?
I wasn't referencing him.
It's
Which
hey,
final?
you know what? Oh, sorry. What, Brainerd?
I was gonna say, which Final Destination is the roller coaster? No, is that 4?
3.
3? Okay.
Bro, I've been itching to watch a Final Destination recently, and I haven't because you're not with me to do it. But
I know it's
so at my job, there's like a lot of kids that like to do like gymnastic shit in this thing we call motor room, where we bring them to move around. And when they're like jumping off the tents and like swings and stuff, I picture Final Destination 5 when that girl like slips on the balance beam and just like crunches in on herself. I'm like so scared one of my kiddos is just gonna break their neck, and it's because of that movie. And I hate that movie has an impact on my life at all, and it does.
so you look at kids during the day and then you think about graphic ways and gruesome ways that they
That
could
they
get hurt.
could die. Yes,
Ah.
I
It's a
do.
caretaker in the day.
Yeah.
Jack, you see what you've done to him.
Yeah.
It's not like they're careful, It's not
It
like
was
they
his
know to be
idea.
careful.
It was
Yeah.
actually no, it was a mutual idea because we were going through movie series for horror series to watch. We just were like, yeah, let's do Final Destination this year.
It was a good call. It took us
It
what, a
was.
week? It took us like 10 days max, I think.
Yeah,
You guys did go through them quick.
Yeah.
we did.
I think
But
we're in an era of our brand new type of slasher with the Terrifier movies. I think some of you had seen one or two of them. No, you guys haven't yet. They're super
Ooh.
gruesome, super bloody. I think we got a gift here. This ever moving Terrifier franchise. The third one just came out. Like the first two I was in love with, and the reviews of the third, like I guess I haven't seen it. Like it's like, oh, it's good or it's bad, or like, oh, it's campy or whatnot. But it's just everybody's like, this is the next thing for slashers. This is what we have now. This is the new Jason or the new Michael with Art the Clown. So it's pretty dope.
I agree with you. I haven't seen any of those movies just because I'm not, and I've talked about this with like Halloween Kills. I'm not a huge fan of like super gory violence, so like I'm kind of scared to watch these, but I totally agree. Like that clown is like in pop culture at this point. Like I see that fucker and I'm like, oh, that's the clown from Terrifier. So I really do agree that's cool. So
I'm really happy to be finally living in a time where like this is the thing for me. Where like people in the 70s and the 80s, they were like, yeah, we had slashers, and in the 90s, it was yeah, we had Ghostface, and now it's like I get Art the Clown. Like for better or for worse, I get to drop that on my kids. They're like, Dad, what movies came out when you were my age, or when you were fucking, 9 years old? And I'll be like, oh, Art the Clown, terrifying. Let's watch this shit. Don't tell your mother about it. You'll get in trouble.
I think I could use this to segue into a film I watched. Last weekend I watched 2009's Paranormal Activity for the first time ever.
Nice.
Oh,
I watched it
nice.
with my sister, and it was like a super fun experience. So like I have mostly really positive things to say about this movie. But that found footage genre got beat into the fucking ground. Like every horror movie for like 4 years kind of did what this movie did, like VHS and the France one. I don't remember
Yep.
what that's called, but like
As above, so below.
yeah, found footage was a thing. So like I had never like thought to seek out Paranormal Activity just because it kind of seems like at some point they're all the same. But like we had like 2 hours to kill, and we were looking for a movie that would scare us but not like ruin our day. So like we threw on Paranormal Activity, and it was just really effective. Like there's two actors basically in the whole thing. The scares come about once every 10 minutes. It's what happens overnight. There's the daylight scenes, this happened, this happens, and then there's like 5 minutes of like this is what happened overnight. And I just thought that was super effective. Like I was scared at points. Like I'm sure this isn't a movie I don't think I need to worry about spoiling, but like there's a scare where they're sleeping in bed and the girl just like stands up and like stares at the dude. And then the like clock in the corner that shows like how much time is passing just speeds up, and she's just like staring at him the whole time. I was like, damn.
Dude, that's just
That's
making my skin chill just thinking
yeah,
about it.
that's like creepy as hell. And they made this movie for nothing. Like this feels like a movie that we would like kind of be near the capabilities of making. And I liked that about it a lot too. So it's like I think it's under an hour and a half.
126.
Yeah, it's not gonna like it didn't reinvent the wheel or anything, but I was just really impressed. Like
Okay.
I liked it a lot.
No,
Full on
my-
recommend.
My issue with found footage film is that they got it right the first time, and you kind of can't like beat the Blair Witch.
Sure.
Like
I don't know, because I feel like, and I will say, I don't think they have beat the Blair Witch. I think you can beat it. I thought Blair Witch was really great when I watched it, but I know there's a big chunk of time in the middle where I just kind of get a bit bored, where it's like nothing is happening in this, and I'm not enthused with. They're like, oh no, like something's a little bit wrong. Like you're just in the woods, like you're starving to death in the woods. There's nothing, and then suddenly gets really good. I don't think that Paranormal Activity beats it by any means. I like the new take on it with the like just camera set up, like knowing something's wrong, trying to get it on camera and stuff. I think is if I remember how it goes right.
Yeah. And that's a cool thing about it too, is that like from 10 minutes in, there's something's going on. Like it doesn't try to hide like is there a ghost or isn't there? It's like no, something's wrong.
And I don't want to say it's reinventing the wheel so much as it is a new take on it. I think the best way I've seen found footage used in a scary matter is in all of our favorite horror movie that I watched, and Jack I think watched, the Ethan Hawke one, that the name I can't think of.
Sinister.
Sinister, yeah.
Oh,
Just the way that he comes across the film and watches it. I know it's very different from a typical found footage where it's not you found this footage and now we're watching it.
But it literally is found footage.
It is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I like that. I like that take of it. I know the rest of the movie is different, and so it never's going to play out the same. I just think that was the scariest way I've seen it done. But I really would like to see somebody come in. It's not gonna be me. Come in with the idea of how do we make found footage the most scary thing. I don't have a clue.
You guys remember Chronicle?
Yeah, Chronicle's not
good
bad.
segue. Good segue.
Yeah.
What's Chronicle?
That's a found footage superhero movie. Like
Yeah.
that's like with a very young Michael B. Jordan.
Cool.
And Dane DeHaan from The Amazing Spider-Man.
That's true.
Yeah.
I almost started playing Gears of War 3 last night with my brother, starring Michael B. Jordan.
Yeah, thanks for accepting that party invite, asshole.
I
2
was
nights ago.
downloading my Xbox for several hours. I saw it pop up, but I was just downloading games on my Xbox.
Can't believe this.
I didn't get a chance to play till I think like 10 at night.
These people. What else?
Dude, I
We
have
found.
seen Chronicle. That's wild.
I've seen
Yeah,
it. Yeah.
it's there. I think we rented it like back when Mr. Movies was still a thing, and we watched it. And I was like, wow, this is cool.
I
Do you?
believe I own it on Blu-ray, actually.
Was that? Do you remember Cloverfield,
Yep.
the
Uh,
first one?
Also, I like Cloverfield fine.
I've never seen the original. I've only ever seen 10 Cloverfield Lane and Cloverfield Paradox. And I think Noah and I got in an argument over once.
Cloverfield Paradox?
Yeah.
I hated it.
Yeah, that was the argument. Because
Yeah.
Is
I
that
like
the
yeah.
it.
is that the one where you choose your adventure?
No.
No. Which one is that? Which one is that? What Netflix movie was that? That was like
oh
choose your
God,
adventure. Do you
It had
remember that?
Eyebrows Kid in
It
it.
had Eyebrows Guy.
it's
Yeah,
so
you know what I'm
bad.
talking about.
Banshee or something?
Is that right?
Something Banshee.
I never saw it.
It was so bad. I hated it.
It's a spin-off of something though. Like it's a big IP.
Black
Like that's
Mirror.
yeah, there it is.
Oh, Bandersnatch.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That's what it is. Yep.
Okay, quick rewind. What do you guys think the budget was for Paranormal Activity?
Several
Oh,
$100,000. I'm gonna say $800,000.
I think
I'd say less than 800K.
it's ridiculous. It was like what, 200,000?
It was 15,000.
Jesus Christ.
It's nothing. It's literally like a 2009 camcorder. That's what it's filmed on. They just
Oh, I think
Boys,
look
let's
at the
make Paranormal Activity.
look at the wiki. Can you look at the Wikipedia, Zach? Because or wherever you're looking it up, because I feel like that was one of those movies that was like in like film contests, and then some big budget person saw it and was
Yeah,
like,
because it
"Oh
was
wait,
made in 2007, but released in 2009.
yep.
yeah."
And it's
And
one of the most profitable films of all time. It like because it was a hit. It made like a shit ton of money.
Gross worldwide, almost 200 million.
Yeah.
because Blair Witch was pretty similar too. Like that movie made ass loads of money.
What was the budget for Blair Witch?
That one was a little more.
It was
Was it-
nothing
And
again, but the Blair Witch Project didn't have a big theater run.
no,
It had
no,
a
they
huge like at home run because people thought it was real.
no. You're about to get a Donald Trump ad, and I want you to look at one of the guys that's in it and tell me if that's not a Photoshop picture.
60K for Blair Witch budget.
I'm reading an original budget of 35 to 60K and a final cost of 200,000 to 750,000 after post-production edits. So I wonder
Gross.
if maybe they had edited it together and then a studio came along and was like, this is pretty cool. Let's take it from you and re-edit the shit out of this, trying to make it
Probably.
as good as possible. I'm wondering. I'm curious about the Paranorman movie. Huh? Am I right? Post-production
Oh,
cost.
speaking of horror movies, did you ever finish that the Adult Swim show, Uzumaki or whatever?
No, is it all finished now?
It is. I'm sorry to say that it's not very good.
Oh my God.
Okay, well that's
Well, no, wait, let me repeat this. The animation sucks. It's really good in the first episode, right? It's pretty good. The quality of animation gets so
Drops.
bad. So I'm just gonna tell you, just read it. Go find it online and read it. The guy has a whole bunch of horror stories. Just go read them online.
I don't know how to read, unfortunately.
Jack,
Well,
are you telling our
they're like comic books. So like you just have to look at the images.
You had my curiosity. No, Sagan and I, we watched the first episode, so we'll probably he's gonna be at a wedding this weekend. So when he comes back, we'll probably get together and watch him. Yeah,
Wait, so you're like doing reviews as they come out? Is that what you're doing?
yes, that's what
On your
as I'm able to
Letterboxd?
watch them.
Yeah,
I'll add them to the other review.
which is pretty cool. I like it.
Yeah, I'm having a good time. I just finished watching stepping away from spooky and right into scary. I finished the Mr. McMahon documentary on Netflix, and I really, as anybody, I wouldn't recommend it just because it's the wrestling. I do love the wrestling stuff. If you like business, I would say watch it. If you like family drama, watch it. If you like fucking sneaky moves, I'd say watch it. If you're interested in psychology, watch it. This guy, Vince McMahon, psychologically, he is fucking interesting. I am into this guy's brain. He just has this way about him where it's such a bullshit thing, and yet it's still like he's not really lying. Like he's not a liar of a person for a good chunk of the time. He's just so convoluted, and he just washes down the truth to where it's like he's not telling the truth, but it's such a fucking like yeah skew. Um, and for the most part, you watch this documentary, and I don't know what they intended it to be. I don't know what the original intention was, because you watch it and it seems like it's trying to tell the story of who Vince McMahon is and his evolution into just what he becomes. And he's on it. He's answering a lot of questions along with the other wrestlers. It's his big life story, everything to do with his WWE from when he's 12 until now. And it goes along, and I will just cut to the chase at the end of it, because I feel like it doesn't really, you guys probably won't get around to watching it, but I will say, and it doesn't really matter the ending of it. It's not like a documentary has a conclusion so much. Um, so at the end of it, currently, Vince McMahon is on federal charges right now for human trafficking. And the whole long time, you have this history of big lawsuits that occur in his life between him and a bunch of the female wrestlers, in which it's like, you know the history of it, you don't know. There's not enough evidence. Like obviously it's some shit went down, but there's not public evidence, it seems, and they all get settled out of court. So essentially what happens is these people end up getting paid off big time, and they're like, all right, we'll just drop the case because it's better to just take the fucking money, otherwise we don't get a solution to your rape anyway. Not that money is a solution to rape, but anyway, going on. By the end of it though, it kind of, you get this nice neat wrap up, and the whole time you've been told Vince McMahon ends his time in the documentary, and the right at the very end he's not able to finish it, because right at the very end of what they were filming is when he gets under suspicion of federal crime. And so the whole time you get word of it, and everybody's talking. By the end of it, you kind of get people giving these talking heads, the wrestlers, other business people, talking about, Vince. I feel like Vince is gonna get a bad rap in life, and just nobody really knows him. I see him as a father figure. All the wrestlers, like, this guy was a father to me the whole time. It's like, wow, that's quite a look, because a lot of fathers, they can be kind of tough, they can be a little bit mean, but it's out of a place of love and trying to get there. Now, mind you, he is a big time business guy, so any love he has to offer seems like it's just part of the business. And you get one final talk. You get, I think, a little jump of time of 2022, and then you get a couple people after that talking a little bit more about him. Also, I wanted to interject to say Paul Heyman in this is a fucking menace. Not because he's a bad guy, but because that guy, if he was in any movie, would win the Oscar. He is so good at public speaking and just speaking in general. He's a guy in the WWE he gives me goosebumps. Anyway,
that's at least the second Paul Heyman reference on this podcast.
yeah. Anyway,
I don't know who that is.
so you get he's just a guy out of WWE. So at the very end of it, well, just about what you think is the very end, you get one last talking head of, Vince McMahon is getting a bad rap, and you people are just trying to destroy him. Something like that. It's just really trying to insist that, you guys don't understand that he really is a good person. And then you get the part of time where it's very public that he is being indicted on the federal charges. His case can't move forward on that on a liability level with this other person trying to sue him for a rape or human trafficking, because the federal government of the United States has stepped in. Vince McMahon has, after a lifetime of just keeping his foot on the gas pedal of the WWE, has just fucking dropped off of it. He's gone, will not return. Clearly not his choice, because the WWE people have said, Vince, you're fucking done in this town. You are gone. You are bad for business. And it's just this talking head is the most gotcha moment of like, fuck you to whoever is saying that talking head of like, Vince McMahon is actually great. Cut into fucking Vince McMahon is a human trafficking rapist, and here's the proof. It is incredible, this bit. Oh, a bit of bad news.
You're just saying, like, it's incredible how they just switch back and forth. They switch to that. They pivot to like turning.
It's not incredible like it's somebody did some big feat,
No,
but
yeah.
the irony of this guy having the last line of what I think would have been the documentary of Vince McMahon is actually a great guy. You just don't know the real Vince. going into like fade to black, and then it's Vince McMahon indicted on federal charges for human trafficking is pretty it's comical, that fucking turn of like, oh shit, I guess all along he really was doing some bad shit, and we were all just caught up in the line. And that's why I fucking love the documentary. That's why I'm into this guy's psychology, because like, what a motherfucking guy. Like, at what point in his brain, in this huge span of life, a successful business, did the key fucking turn? And he's like, you know what? I can actually do whatever I want. No one's gonna notice me doing whatever the fuck I want. And that's McMahon. And it's a wild ride. It's good fun. You get to hear some stories out of Stone Cold Steve Austin, a bit out of that rapist piece of shit Terry Bollea, Hulk Hogan. You get to hear a lot of cool things about Andre the Giant, and a little bit about Paul. Bad news, though. Bad news. Also included, this is bad news for us Minnesotans. Also included on that indictment is the inclusion of a wrestler that Mr. McMahon was texting. Does anyone want to guess who he was texting?
Jim
Would be-
Hacksaw Dugan.
Would it be Minnesota's Independent Party's own Jesse
Oh,
Ventura?
yeah.
No, it is not.
No?
Jesse comes across as actually kind of a hero in it. Jesse, for the WWE back in the day, was the guy trying to form a wrestlers union. And
Yeah.
yeah. And
I thought, look, if you look at the Jesse Ventura's politics, he has a weird political record
he's
of where
insane.
he's an interesting political man with some of his stances, and you're like, you're not someone who would ever expect to do this. But you know what? He was our governor. God bless him.
That's incredible. That is nuts. Minnesota was like Tim Walz, currently trying to become the vice president of the United States, held the same position of power as fucking Jesse the Body.
As the guy from Predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Jesse Ventura was not a Democrat or Republican when he won. He was like the Minnesota Independent Party. He was a third party when he won it. So
Oh,
even
insane.
crazier.
Yeah. So the guy involved in this is Minnesota's own Brock Lesnar.
Oh,
course.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah. And it's
He's-
not I don't know to what end he just there's a text between the two of them in which he just confirms that a nude photograph of the woman in question is included. And Brock, I believe, has the text back saying, "Oh, I like what I see." I think also included in the text, I don't know to also included in the text is basically Vince saying, "Hey, Brock, if you sign this contract, I will let you have sex with this person whenever you want." And it's like, not great. Not a great
That's not cool.
Not a
No.
great look for Brock. Not a great thing to do to this woman in the WWE.
It's not a great thing for wrestling, Reed. You're not selling me on the WWE right now.
I don't think I'm trying to sell you on WWE. Just this documentary. Yeah. Oof.
Yeah, gross, actually.
That's-
Yeah.
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 Pugnant.
I'm not a big like true crime documentary person like at all.
Well, this is actually about wrestling.
It's
Yeah.
some of that shit's just a lot. Especially the stuff that's like still ongoing and like their new seasons are like
I'm
new
not a true
trials,
crime
new
guy at
evidence
all.
coming out.
Yeah, I can't stand true crime. I prefer my horror to be fun and fictional and not something that actually happened to people.
And not bloody.
Yeah.
Well, Noah, did you watch another movie?
I sure did. Is it a movie that you also watched?
I believe so.
I think
It's
so.
it's a movie that I told Reed to watch too.
I haven't been able to get around to it. I've been
And Jack, I believe.
I
Are
watched
you
it.
talking about the nighttime with the devil or whatever on Hulu?
I'll have to watch it tomorrow.
It is late night with the
Nighttime
devil.
with the devil.
Nighttime with the devil on Hulu. I remember the Hulu part.
Yeah.
I don't have-
That's
It's-
the important part.
This guy, he has a late night show on Hulu with the devil. No,
Okay,
no,
let's
no, you
talk
can-
about it, but you guys seriously do be careful. When I saw the trailer for this movie, it's the movie of the year for me. I want to watch it so bad. I know it came out last year, I think, but I just want to watch it so bad.
came
out-
early
This-
this year.
Yeah, I don't know
Yeah,
why
it's-
it got like scrubbed to like non-fall.
It's because
super
it-
weird.
Yep.
It was an independent movie. Like, so, ooh. Oh, nope, off the wall.
Oh, God
No.
damn it, Jack.
Shut the fuck up. Yeah. What the hell?
Oh, he's stealing third now. Otani's made it to third. Off
I
the
don't want to
wall
know
error.
that.
Too bad.
Jack.
Figuring out
At
now.
the plate right now.
Stop.
You fuckers. No, no, I think it was they were trying to ride off like that the what how do you pronounce his last name? Like Dacian, like Malkian hype
I
that
have no
was kind of
clue.
built up at the beginning of the year. So
I
I don't
just
know.
remember him as the polka dot guy
I remember him from
in
the
Suicide
Dark
Squad.
Knight. I remember him from the Dark Knight. He's like the crazy inmate that Harvey Dent's like questioning,
Yeah.
and he flips the coin to shoot him, and Batman catches it, and he's like, "He's an inmate at Arkham. What do you expect to learn from him?" So I've known him since I was 10 years old, honest to God.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can talk about it a bit. I won't spoil anything. I texted Uzak like 30 seconds into it. It played like 15 studio production logos. There's like, did you not care? That pissed me off so bad.
Dude, I didn't think it was excessive.
I
didn't think
thought
it
it was
excessive.
very excessive.
I feel like I've seen longer.
Maybe. But anyways, then the movie started. This is a really, really good October movie for when you just want to watch like kind of an interesting horror movie. David Dastmalchian is the highlight with his performance, I would say, but the character I did not like at all. The conceit of this movie is that he is competing against Johnny Carson, and his show is about to go off the air. And in kind of an effort to save it, he has a woman and a young girl on who is supposedly possessed by the devil. And you can kind of guess where things might go from there. That's kind of a really phenomenal setup. That's a really cool, interesting idea. And I've never really seen like a movie that takes place entirely set on like a 70s talk show. And for that alone, the aesthetic is really cool. I will say this movie hasn't sat with me very well. I wasn't blown away by it, and I was kind of hoping to be blown away by it. The lead character, David D's role, is absolutely a fucking idiot. And I don't want to spoil anything for Reed, but there's a piece of information revealed towards the end that I think makes the whole conceit of the movie fall flat.
Oh.
It makes me think, I don't think this guy would be stupid enough to do this. And it kind of, maybe I'm nitpicking, I don't know. But I think this movie runs on vibes more than it runs on
Plot.
content. And that's what I'd say about it. So I would like light recommend this movie, like 3 stars out of 5, you know, like there's some originality to it, but it had too much silliness and holes in the script, and it's not very scary. And sometimes you want to be scared in a horror movie, and this movie doesn't really do that for me. That, like, I would say if you wanted something to watch in October, watch it. Otherwise, if you miss it, it's actually probably not that big of a deal. So I was hoping it would be a little better from my perspective.
Yeah, pretty similar. Solid movie, not exceptional. I mean, I enjoyed what it was and what it was for. But yeah, I don't see myself going back and like rewatching. But I mean, I'm not a big rewatcher either. But I mean, yeah, wasn't blown away, but solid. I'm glad I watched it. Definitely glad I watched it. I've heard people talking good stuff about it since it came out. So I definitely it's been on my radar. So as soon as I saw it come on my watch list and be on an available streamer, I was definitely pumped for it. Definitely good for Hulu getting it on in October.
Yeah.
'Cause I'm sure they're doing
Yep.
pretty good numbers with it.
Yep, it was their number one movie. Like, I didn't have to search for it at all. It was right
Yeah.
there when I opened Hulu. So
Fuck Hulu.
I'm very sad about this now. Oh wow.
Raid, you'll like it.
Yeah, I think I'll probably end up watching it late tonight. I don't know if I got a lot of sleep in me right now. I probably how long is it? How long?
I don't
Hour
think
and
it's
a
too
half.
long. Yeah, it's pretty short.
I'll give it a
Yeah.
go. I'll give it a go. The way the ending goes-
133.
Well,
And
okay.
like we said, like I didn't have a bad time watching it. Like I would recommend you giving it a try for sure.
Maybe I'll make
The
some-
whole thing about it being like actual like late night show and they're like competing, they make it obviously seem like it's it's a television show that's airing and they're filming them airing it and like between the scenes and stuff, which is really cool.
That is cool.
I do
So-
really like that part.
Noah, you have no idea how long I had to hold that one.
Thank you, Jack, for not spoiling
What
that.
happened? Fill us in. Fill the audience in. What happened?
It's a tied game. 2-2.
Tie game, bottom of the eighth, 2
eighth.
outs.
Wow. What's it on? What are you guys watching it on?
It's on Fox.
Fox.
What is Fox attached to streaming right now?
No, it's on
Dude, get an
Cable.
antenna.
I don't know, man. That technology, that's a passing fad.
I will say- I will say
Television
I
and
did like Max streaming like all
Yeah.
the baseball and basketball games now. So like when certain basketball games are on Max, like I can actually watch them.
Yeah, I watched the T-Wolves opening night against the Lakers.
I know,
and
it was
then
awesome.
Play like shit.
Yeah. But we
Hey,
won last night. So,
Yeah. Hey,
yeah.
Julius Randle has like
Oh
what,
my god.
49 points in 2
Oh my God.
games.
Yeah, what's
He's
up
playing
with
pretty
that?
well. He's playing
Yeah.
pretty well.
Defense is not good though.
Not yet.
No.
We're not clicking
Yeah.
yet.
We're not clicking. We will. I think so.
Nazareth,
Finch-
baby.
I mean, they just got him on the team like 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Finch has got to write some stuff up.
I still
Nas
think
Reed
it was
had a pretty big game yesterday too.
double.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. I mean, the Kings are a good team. So
I'm consuming way too much sports right now because I'm watching the NHL, NBA, MLB, and football right now.
No
on
such
top
thing.
of F1 occurring every other weekend. So like I'm living the dream.
oh, dude, Boise State football's on right now too.
Wheezy.
This is a peak time of year for sports.
Can I like dual screen this or what?
If you're on a computer, you can.
Yeah, Hagen's waiting to get off the call so he can click back to his other browsers.
Just minimize and double screen it.
Dude, I don't have it on my laptop though.
Damn it.
I don't even know if
Reed,
I have the football game on my TV.
do you have your personal computer?
I do have my personal computer now. Yeah, it's I haven't really had time to be on it. I've been busy. But I gotta get on it. I gotta get my stuff switched so I can do all the editing on there, and then I'll be right as rain. We can do PC games. I bought Steam.
Wow. I can't tell you. I mean, I can tell you that you can search what your Steam account is worth on the internet, and it's a number I really much don't like what my Steam account's worth. So
Oh wow! Oh, that's
What is
cool.
the Steam account?
it's
Like
it-
for your
it's-
Xbox, you have an Xbox gamer tag. It's just like the games.
so on again on
all your
PC,
downloaded
on
Xbox
PC you
games?
have different storefronts where you can buy games from. There's like GOG, Steam, the Microsoft Store,
Yeah.
but everyone uses Steam because everyone likes Valve and they're actually like decent. But I think my Steam library is worth somewhere in the few thousands. So
I mean, look at Noah's Blu-ray library. It's in the few thousands too.
Yeah, it is.
I
yes,
just
it
added.
is.
Oh, you guys want to see this? Actually, I went to Walgreens here in Duluth and purchased The Holiday for
Is that the one with Jack Black?
$3 on Blu-ray. Check that out. $3.
You
I
didn't answer
bought
my
a Blu-ray
question.
for.
Is that the one with Jack Black?
Yeah, that's kind of why I bought it. I've seen it before.
Do you
For
like
those of
it?
you who are
Yeah.
watching the video, Noah in that, or I guess listening, Noah got up and in those few seconds was able to traverse the entirety of his apartment
Yeah, I'm very fast.
in all 3 steps.
Speaking of, we are getting into the rom-com season of movies, just saying. So I feel like November and December are pretty peak times for the rom-com genre.
Well, holiday rom-coms. I think true rom-coms are like summer, I think.
I don't know. The best rom-com takes place in the fall, my friend. So
I'm a big Christmas movie guy, so the month of December is pretty much Christmas movies for me.
Jack,
what?
You gotta tell me, what is it?
It's When Harry Met Sally. It's the best rom-com ever made, dude.
Yeah, that's definitely fall vibe for sure. All those sweaters.
Reed, did I just like hurt your feelings or something?
No. Sorry, I'm listening. I'm also half thinking about Maddie and I sat down and watched a movie like 2 nights ago. Did a date night watching a movie. I don't know what the fuck we watched. I've been trying to think about it for a long time, like 40 minutes now. I've been trying to remember what were we watching.
Good, you did it letterbox it, that's for damn sure.
I know that's the problem. I need
Was
to
it that Sydney Sweeney movie that came out a year ago?
no, but
Anyone but you?
I
Yeah.
don't want to watch that one. That's like the first movie we talked about when we all got back on the podcast.
No, are you gonna go see the Andrew Garfield movie with? No, you're not.
Not likely. No.
Not likely. No.
I'm not an Andrew Garfield fan.
I'm texting her right now. Sending her the old text
I'm
message.
curious, what movie was so forgettable for you?
And it's not that it was forgettable. Like I think I enjoyed it. Well, I guess it is forgettable. Sorry, I shouldn't negate your words. Yeah, it's very forgettable. It's immemorable.
I've been bad on watching movies recently. So
Jack, what has life been like after? Did you get your thing back? Should I be
no,
asking you on air?
dude, no, I don't get that till that shit doesn't get graded until November 25th, and I don't get it back till December 1st.
Okay,
So
so
like
you got
I
a
still
couple
have
months
a
still.
month. Yeah, I
I
got a
see.
month and like 6 days still.
I forgot.
They're taking their sweet time with that. So
Do you guys want to give like a little synopsis of how Halloween 3 went?
Not well for
uh
me. Not well for me.
I can give you a brief description. I mean, it's Halloween 3, man. It's fucking incredible.
Yeah. We'll have that video up pretty soon. It's been a hectic week. Let's see.
A little sneak peek.
Yeah.
Do you actually want the rundown of what happened?
I mean, you guys do what you think is best.
So there's this guy called the Emperor. No, I mean we
Oh,
got all our videos going. Noah, you got one after I passed away.
Yeah, I have a video of me in my room talking about it for a little bit.
Nice. I have a follow-up in the morning, but it's not much. I think I do think I would have thrown up at some point, but like the next day I was deceased all day. The day after that I was barely moving, and then the first couple days of this last week I was fucking dead, and I think that sickness finally took me.
Yeah.
I have clips. I have a whole intro of clips of me driving up from Rochester, and I got an intro already done. One of the clips is literally me going. Um, One of the clips is just me going, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna throw up now, and it's like, yeah, that's. I don't think that's making it in there, but you have to tell me what's gonna happen in this baseball game here.
it
Well,
could.
Jack is, oh my God.
We're all pretty, yeah.
That was a hell of a hit, I gotta say. But it was stolen. It was stolen. Watch this. Watch the
I'm
replay.
so far behind. It's bullshit.
That was hitting the wall. The dude snagged it.
Well, let me fill for you while your game catches up. Maddie texted me what movie it was that we watched, and I'm mad I didn't remember it because it is one of my favorite movies. It's not like a great movie. I wouldn't, quality wise, I wouldn't put it to 5. Storytelling wise, it's good fun. It's a great journey. It's a great adventure. It's a great monster movie. It's Van Helsing with
Okay.
your man, whose also his name is immemorable and he too is forgettable. Hugh Jackman.
Wait. Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Okay. So
What were you gonna
worth
say?
it? Worth a watch?
Oh, I was gonna say that the guy who just
Oh.
who just caused a home run, got the fuck out of that stadium. They just had him on camera packing all his stuff and taking his kid and leaving because he is a Dodgers fan, and they're about to lose this game possibly if if
I don't think they can overturn this though.
I don't think they can either.
Like I don't that's kind of shitty. Like I hate the Yankees as much as I hate anything in the world. But like that's kind of shitty that guy did that.
So it's a double
Looks
or
like
it's a home run?
it looks like a double to me.
But it should be.
It should be a
Maybe.
home run because he
It kind of
snagged
looks
it.
like it might have went out either way.
Well, now I'm curious what all this is. I'm
So
sure.
the guy in the outfield reaches over the wall, catches the
They're
ball,
holding him at second.
catches the ball that wouldn't have went out. I feel like that's a ground rule double.
Right. You can't. There's a chance that goes out though,
No way. It didn't look like it was going to though.
but it's going 110 miles an hour. Like
You're
there's a
saying it could bounce up and
there's
over?
a chance
Yeah.
it hits the top of the wall and goes out. I think, but
Wind is
Okay.
negligible.
we'll never know. Yeah, we'll never know now. It was a double. So
I think he did the right thing as a Dodgers fan, right?
Oh, and an
actually,
intentional walk.
maybe. Yeah, actually, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I
Well,
think
I
he
don't
did the
know
right thing.
because the way that ball was cooking, if the outfielder was in the right spot, that could have been a single. If he got that ball in as quickly as possible, I'm just
I think
saying.
they'll take the 2 bases.
Right. I think that you might be right. Like the Dodgers fan might have done the right thing for the Dodgers there, honestly.
Okay, Reed, Van
Baseball.
Van
Helsing.
Helsing.
Is it worth it?
Yes, it's worth it. It is a early to mid 2000s movie. I'm trying to think of the year. I want to say 2004. That's a year I should definitely know off the top of my head. Anyway, so Van Helsing is Hugh Jackman, Kate Beckinsale, I want to say.
Beckinsale.
Beckinsale. David Wenham from the Lord of the Rings, Faramir. I'm amazed I pulled that name. That's one I can never remember.
What's his character's name?
It is a 2004 movie. Van Helsing or
No,
David?
no, no. No, his Lord of the Rings character's name.
It's
Faramir.
Faramir.
You guys all said at the same time. I didn't hear it.
It's Faramir.
They say Faramir. I would say Faramir.
Okay.
Oh. You know the brother of Boromir?
Yeah,
I
don't
knew it
know
was
the
his brother.
pronunciations of Faramir Boromir.
He's also a 300 guy.
He is a 300 guy. Yeah, he's great in that too. I love that guy. I don't know why he didn't have a bigger career. He's got the face for it. He's got the acting chops for it. It's just like,
Dude, is he might be the narrator of 300.
I think he does narrate it too. Yeah,
I think he is the narrator as
Yeah.
well.
It's
No,
because he'll always be the brother of
Australian.
Boromir.
Yeah, something, and I mean, I think it might be the writing of the Lord of the Rings, but Faramir's character and his presence is a bit underwhelming. And having read the books, like, I'm not gonna bore people with a book talk, but having read the books, Faramir is like the one man in existence who I think could have carried the ring. Because his whole character is that he is the most pure person. Like and like he's still doing all this gross shit, and he's only doing bad deeds, only doing treacherous things in the thought of that is the only way he can help the people of Gondor. Not that he's doing some great evil things, but when he's like making tough decisions, it's like I have to make these because people need me to. It's not that he ever wants to. It's great. Oh,
That's
he's
cool.
kingly. Anyway, Van Helsing. So it's a monster movie. It's kind of, I don't know, it's Van Helsing, Hugh Jackman going around trying to hunt down these monsters, and he's gonna hunt down the big one. He's gonna go hunt down Dracula. But so he heads into Transylvania, or I think he's in Romania. And it's kind of this big mystery of we gotta find out, how do we kill Dracula and how do we find Dracula? Monsters included in this? Let me run down the list. You got vampires, you got werewolves, you got Hyde and Jekyll. You got fucking Dr. Frankenstein's monster. You got a whole bunch more, if I remember right. Maybe not so much. Anyway, but you got a large quantity of those types of characters. You get to see all of these different things kind of interact with each other. And I'm not going to be like, the writing is so spectacular. I'm not going to be like, oh, I'm crying by the end of it. Like, by the end of it, I'm just like, give me fucking more. More, please. Make Van Helsing 2 and just let me see more fucking Hugh Jackman shooting fucking crossbow bolts at fucking things.
How are the special effects with the monsters?
Pretty fucking 2004 sci-fi movie you'd see on fucking TNT.
Are they real or are they CGI?
They're
It's
CGI.
it's like Polar Express, right? Like mocap.
No, not mocap. It's live
No?
I
action.
think you're thinking
You're
of
thinking Beowulf.
Beowulf.
I am
Yeah.
thinking. I am. Yep.
No,
Yeah,
no.
there you go.
Watching this movie, it gives us a similar vibe.
Yep.
In a way, like it made me want to watch Beowulf right afterwards. But no, it's all honestly
Jack,
the animation of Beowulf though is probably on par with how shitty some of the animation is in this fucking movie, and it doesn't. I wouldn't say it really detracts, and it's only
Beowulf.
Only the Dr. Hyde and Jekyll character is so atrocious CGI. The rest of it's like, this is pretty acceptable. This is pretty okay. There's some spots and shots where I do say to myself, like, this looks like any other big movie out of the 2004 era of just fucking huge, big, you know, we can take this one little chunk of film and then put it on a big CGI thing and expand and make this thing up. But a lot of it looks really great. I don't want to say so many negative things.
Jack, have you seen it?
Van Helsing?
Yeah.
It's been a fucking while. I probably watched it when it was like running on sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
I'm not kidding when I say that.
Dude,
Like
I'd
I
say
Yeah,
mean
no.
you probably don't even want to talk about whatever detail you remember. I watched this movie, every second of it. I was like, what the fuck is this movie? I don't remember anything.
because he's got like a super hyper like automatic crossbow in it, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know
weird.
why that's the one thing I remember is
Yeah.
him gunning people down in like a village with like
Yes,
a
it's
hyper
awesome.
with like an automatic crossbow.
Yeah, so like David Wenham's character Carl is kind of this inventor, so he's giving him all these cool fucking super killing things and whatnot. He's great. Um, I think the last time I watched it would have been early high school, and I remember hating David Wenham's character. I was like, what a fucking clown. But then watching it this time, I was like, you know what? I appreciate this character. Without him, while you might laugh at some of him, it's like, no, he's a good guy. He's important. He helps the team a lot. Uh, there's some like cringy things in it. I don't mean to undermine it, but there's some things that make you go eeg. As for 2004. Let's see. Van Helsing is a character who there's a good bit of mystery in this storyline too, because Van Helsing's trying to figure out who he is. That's his motivation. He is very old and he doesn't remember anything about his life, and he's hoping that along the way he'll figure that out. Or if he kills enough, the Cardinal of Rome will be like, "Let me tell you who you are, Van Helsing. Your name's Gabriel or some shit." Anyway, so big mystery there. Dracula's good fun. I would say I would pick this as the better vampire movie to fucking Twilight. No, don't hurt me.
What the fuck? You walk. All right.
This
I'm-
is barely a vampire movie.
All right. I'm not left speechless very often, but like you didn't need to say that. Like
That was totally kind of. It's not even a vampire movie, I don't think.
There's a vampire in it.
There's
It's very
a.
much a vampire movie.
It's not all.
What's that?
What
They're
about
not all
Hotel-
vampires, but
What
the
about
main,
Hotel
the main
Transylvania?
the main character is, or the main villain is Count Dracula, and he's got a lot of vampires around him, and
guess.
his goal is to produce more vampires.
I will
guess.
say I recently watched it. Okay, it's on Netflix right now, but not the whole series. But if you guys remember when Rick and Morty was good,
yes,
It
I
still
love Rick and
is.
Morty.
you
Yeah.
you should watch The Venture Bros.
Oh, I
on-
have.
on
I've seen a
Netflix.
little bit of it.
I say this because this is in relation to vampires, because there's a character in it that is a making fun of Blade, and he only kills Blackulas, which are black vampires, and that's like his
I-
whole like superhero shtick.
Did you guys
don't
see
think
that
I've got to
Marvel like
that.
shelved Blade with Mahershala?
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
that-
awesome.
It's like done. Yeah.
There will only ever be one Blade.
Yep.
I really hope we get another Wesley Snipes Blade. Never even seen it.
Because didn't they move that back, and then in its place they put the Predator Badlands, I think.
There's the new Predator.
Yeah,
There's two new Predators,
Oh,
which one hasn't been announced yet, but is releasing before Badlands does.
one of the Predator movies is just Jesse Ventura trying to start a union. That's the movie. Yeah. Are we getting
So when you say
Predator?
Van Helsing, the only thing that reminds me of is in Forgetting Sarah Marshall when Jason
How?
Segel
What?
when Jason Segel does the Dracula
Yes.
puppet show at the end,
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right. I was like,
and
what?
he says some like lyrical part.
Yep.
It's like Van Helsing or something like that.
That bit is so fucking funny.
It's
like-
so good. It puts a
Yes.
perfect cap on a perfect movie.
Yes.
Have you
And,
seen?
yeah, it's
Have you
great.
seen his? You know how he's doing that show Shrinking or whatever on Apple
Yeah.
TV?
Yeah.
He's doing a big media run like for the second season. And in one of his interviews, he was talking about how they got Harrison Ford. And apparently he was talking about how the the whoever pitched Harrison Ford said go watch Forgetting Sarah Marshall, and that's the one he has his like he hangs dong in.
Yeah.
And apparently Harrison Ford like sent a text message to like the manager said, "Yeah, I like this guy. Like, yeah, he's cool." And then like he got like nice dick, like something like that. And apparently he has a
Awesome.
copy of this text message hanging on his wall. That is like his greatest
Awesome.
film acting accomplishment is Harrison Ford said yes because he watched one of his nude scenes.
That's awesome.
That is pretty ballsy. And I have seen this, at least the first season of the show. It is
It's not
pretty
that
cool.
bad. Yeah, it's
It's
not
the
bad.
first season was pretty good. I think the second season's kind of taking a down step through the first episode or two.
Oh, season 2's already out.
Yeah, it did
Wow.
drop here within the past month, probably.
Yeah, I gotta watch that one. I love Jason
But
Segel.
you guys have seen season one?
I've
Not
seen
me.
season one.
So Harrison Ford, they're both like psychiatrists, they're therapists, and like Harrison Ford is like the owner and like oversees all the therapists in his office. So Jason Segel is like underneath him, and he just like looks up to him and just like says all these nice things to Harrison Ford, and Harrison Ford's always just shitting on Jason Segel, calling him names and saying, just making fun of him the whole time. So it's a funny relationship they have.
I'd love to check that out. You can't really find two people I like more than those two. Quick shout out to like Forgetting Sarah Marshall is such an awesome movie. I love that movie. Quick shout out to I Love You Man, starring Jason Segel and Paul Rudd. That's like one of the defining movies of Reed and I's relationship. I think it's like the funniest movie I've ever seen, and not a lot of people talk about it. It's perfect. Like 10 out of 10. Watch that movie.
Not enough people do talk about that one.
Yeah.
I Love You Man.
Yeah.
I Love You Man. If there's
Oh.
a follow-up for Jason Segel to Forgetting Sarah Marshall, like that's I guess I don't know the order, but those two movies are like in sync of just this. Jason Segel's just a fucking
Yeah.
he's funny, and it's not like you're really laughing at him. It's just like you're laughing at everything that you're getting into.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, that era of like Judd
Have you seen-
Apatow produced movies is just, I mean, that's just right in our alley for comedies.
Pretty unbelievable.
Have you
Yeah,
seen-
it's like mid 2010s comedies.
Yep.
Have you seen that other Jason Segel movie, like Greg Who Lives in the Basement or whatever? Like
Greg Who Lives at Home?
at home. There we
I've never
go.
seen that. No.
There we go. Don't watch it. It's not very
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Right?
I made that mistake.
I don't
Wow,
think it's
thank
called
you,
Greg
Noah.
Who Lives at Home.
I
I thought it was
One of my-
Greg or something.
Oh, Greg. Jeff Who
one
Lives
of
at
my
Home.
Jeff Who
Jack.
Lives at Home. Yeah, there it goes.
We got there.
No,
Yeah.
what was the Garfield one that you said that was very close to an actual Garfield movie? Was it like The Tale of Two Kitties or something?
Yeah, Garfield too. Taylor.
I was I
Right.
was laughing out loud when I was listening to that. That was funny.
Yeah,
One of my
folks, we know movies here. We just eventually
Yeah,
get
we
to
do. Yep.
One of the best parts of I Love You Man is Paul Rudd's real estate coworker. And then just like all his interactions with that guy.
He's such
And,
a
like-
douchebag. Yeah.
Oh!
Oh, it's so good. I don't
Sorry.
know. You guys have seen The League, or at least Jack has.
I
He's
watched a
like
good chunk of it back in 7th grade.
that's the same guy. He's in The League. He's like in and out of it, but he's like the sex addict guy, and he's just
He's-
always
He's in
in
the
and out of the
office.
show.
He's Holly's like boyfriend.
Yeah, funny guy.
Oh yeah, that guy. He's a funny guy. It's kind of I always love he's got a spot in Parks and Rec, if I remember him right, in which his character is the owner of Tent World, and they're trying to get a tent
Oh,
for
yeah.
this big event.
Yep.
And then they go to the next place, and he's already there because he owns like
Yep.
Tent World or Tent Land, and he just owns all of the different tent companies in the area. So he's monopolizing
Yep.
the fucking big
He's
tent game.
He's always a douchebag. That
Yeah.
guy's never not been a douchebag.
Yeah, I mean he's a character actor, man.
Yeah. He's even in Big Mouth. Like they animate him to look like he does in real life, and he's like a teacher at the school, and he's just a dick.
Yeah, he's the worst.
Yeah,
Guy's a bully.
he is.
I hope he's actually really nice in real life, and he keeps getting stuck with these mean roles.
Probably is. Yeah.
I told my dad earlier about the Tim Robinson sketch of "I used to be a huge piece of shit," and he actually the premise of it, I got a chuckle from him, so I think he's gonna like that one.
I
Yeah.
think I think he'd like the college professor one.
I think so. It's so it's just some of them take that fucking like sexual turn where it's just they have like that little theme. It's like he doesn't like sitting through that with me.
Okay, but
I don't know if he enjoys it in private.
that one isn't that bad though. It's really funny.
The punchline of that one is that every night my wife goes down on me and she should be in jail because I'm a little boy. That's the joke.
Right.
Yeah, that one is kind of bad.
It's not
Dude,
that bad.
I quote Tim Robinson at work so much, and just no one thinks it's funny because no one's seen it, and it pisses me off so bad. But yeah, it's the Club Haunted House one has become my new like. Sometimes I just watch it. Like, I love that one.
I hadn't seen that one until recently, so
Oh my
I was like,
God.
oh my God, this one's so funny. Where they're like, your heart rate spiked last night. He's like, yeah, I was jerking
I'm
off. And they're
jerking
like,
off. Yeah.
he's like, no, you weren't. You were at Club Halloween, weren't you, or whatever?
And then he's
Haunted
like,
house. He's like, I just chopped it for a little bit. Like,
yeah.
it's no big
And then he's
deal.
like, I'm outside, come get me.
I saw
And
it.
then he's like, he's okay. His wife's not. And then he like hugs his wife goodbye.
See you at home, honey.
Yeah. Yep. Just like season 3 is awesome, honestly.
It
Good
is.
on him.
I'm glad we got so many good seasons. I always love the one where they're at like the space cafe having a meal, and this woman's telling this long story of like what her sister has been through, and suddenly like the big alien talking head comes out of the wall, and it's like a show where the talking head's making fun of everybody at the table, and makes fun of the guy, the main guy in the skit, and I don't know, makes fun of him. And, hey, her sister was on drugs. And then come out here and apologize to my face like a man. And then this little like 12-year-old kid
Yeah,
comes
like
up from behind there and is like, I'm sorry, man. And he goes, who the fuck are you?
Yep.
Yeah, I love it. That's a good show. 10 out of 10. I'm excited to watch that movie.
What movie?
That movie with
But
Tim
yeah,
Robinson.
he's got one coming out, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Soon?
I was gonna say is it Brothers, but I think that might be a sad movie. Tim Robinson movie. He's acting in it. It is, here we go, Friendship, a 2024 American comedy written and directed by Andrew DeYoung in his directorial debut. It stars Tim Robinson, Paul Rudd, Kate Mara, Jack Dylan Glazer, glazing on these nuts, Josh Segura, and Billy Brick. Oh, cool. One of those names, the Jack Dylan Grazer, he's a kid from It.
Yeah, he's also in Shazam. He plays Freddie Freeman.
That's right. That's
Yep.
right. Cool. All right. Well, I think it's probably about time we ought to get this shindig all wrapped up. What do you fellas say?
I say this game's in the 10th inning. I'm gonna be up for a long time here, boys.
I don't know how this game is going to break the state. It's going to be a home run. It's going to have
What a
to be.
game. What a game, though. This is so great.
For all those who do not watch playoff baseball, you missed out this year.
What's the score?
2-2.
It's 2-2, top of the 10th now.
Yeah. Awesome. Who's who's hitting first? Top. Who's hitting?
They're in LA, so the Yankees are the top of the 10th.
Gotcha.
Then LA could walk it off if the Yankees don't score here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Cool. How's Shohei been?
Good, but not like electric yet.
Ah, gotcha.
Judge has been ass though.
Judge has been really bad, but Giancarlo Stanton, who's been good since I was 12 years old, is just popping off. Like every pitch you throw him might leave the stadium, and it's pretty cool.
Well, nice. Yeah.
Someone on the Yankees is batting like 700 right now, like for the playoffs, and it's nuts.
Yeah.
Very damn. Well, cool. All right. Well, I'm going to end the episode. Thanks to everybody for listening. Make sure you tell other people about us, even if you don't like baseball, because sometimes we do talk about other stuff.
Right.
Hop in next week, and we'll see who won this game. Make sure to follow us between Ruby Wild Media across. You can find us on a Twitter. You can find us on a Facebook. You can look us up on the Substack, subscribe, and get all the updates on our little review doodads, which are really fun to read. But seriously, though, people, do us a big favor. Give us a good hand. Go out there and tell the world about us so that they might get to learn about us as well as Major League Baseball playoff season. As well, I should also mention you can find us on Mini Movies on YouTube. That's MINNE Movies. Good chance some of you are watching us there right now. Anyway, well, take care. I'm glad you stuck around and enjoyed. We will all see you next time. And I'm just looking for that end recording button here. And there's that button there. Yeah, see you next time. Thanks, folks.